Good morning. I want to preface the information we're going to give to you with this. As police officers, as fathers, mothers, we keep a ray of hope that Sarah and Jacob are still out there and can be reunited with their family. But what I will tell you at this point, what we are doing is we're transitioning our operations as investigators. As you know, on Friday evening, Catherine Hoggle was spotted by a citizen and 911 was called. She was brought immediately to police headquarters where major crimes investigators interviewed her for 15 hours. I will tell you, some of the best investigators on this department went in to talk with her, and our first and pretty much only question was, where are Jacob and where are Sarah? She said several things to us. Again, nothing of value to us in locating Jacob and Sarah. We also did some extraordinary things investigatively that we normally wouldn't do. We asked that a psychiatrist speak with her, and they did. We asked that we eventually allowed her lawyers in with her to speak with her at length, and that has not resulted in us finding Jacob or Sarah. A couple things about her arrest. After she was arrested and in handcuffs, she did attempt to flee from officers as we were trying to move her to a different location. Found on her person were 2 missing persons posters with the pictures of her children and her. She had cut her hair and changed her appearance. I will tell you that she did not, while she was wearing the same clothes that you saw in the videos, she did facially and with her hair look different. During the interview, just a couple brief things, again going to what is causing us to change our investigation. She stated that this was planned. She stated that Jacob and Sarah were together, and at one point she said they were safe with someone, and then she said that they were safe in a location. She has not had contact with Jacob or Sarah since Sunday, and Sarah we're still trying to narrow down, but it'll be Sunday into Monday, early Monday morning, that she has not had any sort of contact with them. What that means for the investigation, you know that we're doing our recovery as far as we're searching for them. So we have our managed search operation teams out there. We were investigating this as a missing persons case. We are now beginning to build a homicide case against Catherine Hoggle. We have, again, we keep a ray of hope, but from what she said and what we know about what information that should be provided about them and that she hasn't contacted them, this is the natural progression for us. We are also going to ask for something unique from the community in this case. Just so you know, so far we have searched over 13,000 acres. That has been in combination ground crews, canines. We've also searched with horse-mounted sources, and that's been a combination of police and volunteer citizens. We continue those operations. We're doing a peer review on our operations so that there's absolutely no chance that we miss anything, but there's still a lot of ground to be searched. So, and Chief Manger and Chief Hamill have given us every resource needed to do this search, and we will continue to do that. We think there's an opportunity to reach out to the public to help us on their personal properties. We don't normally do this, but to us, we need to bring Jacob and Sarah home right away. We would ask that homeowners in the areas of Darnestown and Clarksburg search their properties. We're looking for Sarah and Jacob. We expect them to be together. This offers unique challenges as folks go out. So when we search parklands, that's an easy thing for us. We're familiar with that from our operations normally. With people's personal houses, we don't know the vehicles that are on the properties, if they're abandoned. We don't know about sheds. We don't know about wood lines. We don't know about those little intricacies of people's properties. Only the homeowners do. So we'd like you to go out and check your properties, your wood lines, your structures, any place that you haven't been in for the last week, or even maybe you weren't, while you were out doing a chore in your yard. We know people have some vast properties. While you were doing a chore, you weren't really paying attention. We're going to ask you to go out there and look again. We're looking for Sarah and Jacob. If you find them, if you see anything, back away immediately and call 911. Certainly, if there's a chance to render any aid, take the appropriate action. But if you find what we unfortunately believe you will find, we would ask that you back away immediately. Do not touch anything. Do not go near the site, and call 911. We will send resources immediately, and we will secure the area. This is because investigatively, as I said, we need to build the homicide case against Catherine Hoggle. Any evidence there, we do not want it to be contaminated. We want to do our best to obtain the facts about what happened in this case. We do not want people searching parklands, public areas. We will handle that. We can handle that. We have handled that. We don't want people doing that. I will tell you, we have many, many resources for that, and we have many acres to cover still. There are bow hunters, and here's the other reason, there are bow hunters out there, so the message is twofold. There's bow hunters out there. It's honestly not safe for folks to go traipsing through the woods unless we are directing it. To the bow hunters out there, I ask them the same thing. Be mindful of where you are in these properties and these lands, and pay attention. Some of the things you're going to be looking for as you check your properties, you're going to be looking for odors, very foul odors. You're going to be looking for areas, if you have a shed that has a lock on it and the lock's been broken off. You will be looking for just any kind of, even some brush that was moved aside from a place that you thought you hadn't left it. Be curious in checking your property so that we can clear these areas out quickly. Again, our goal is to bring home Jacob and Sarah as quick as possible. The final thing, again, I want to say, Mr. John McCarthy of the State's Attorney's Office is working with us and is working with the attorneys of Catherine Hoggle. Obviously, she will have her bond review today. In working with the state's attorneys, we are currently en route to the commissioners to seek charges for parental abduction. I believe some of you reported that we did put the father of the children, Troy, in the interview room with Catherine, and at that point he demanded that she produce the children. It has now been 48 hours, and we are now going to get charges for parental abduction against her if the commissioner sees fit. With our hope is that that can be also tied into the bond review today. Do you have any questions from me?
Is she back on her medicine?
She's being treated, and when I say treated, she's being evaluated by our folks at the Department of Corrections. When she went in there, she'll get an evaluation, and they'll make the proper decision of what to do with her on medication. I will tell you that she advised us that she's been on her medication.
Karen, you
Just that, and it's very basic what she said. She said that she had a plan, that there was a plan, and that fits what we know as a fact pattern, that Jacob went missing and Sarah went missing. So just the basics that there's a plan. No, just a plan. I'm sorry? Yes, a plan to remove the children.
Did she say why she wanted to remove the children?
She said a bunch of things. I'm not going to speculate on what is the truth and what is not.
How would you describe her demeanor? Does she appear to be with it? Does she understand the consequences here? Does she understand what's at stake here?
My experience says that she understands. She was quite lucid through the entire interview. She was provided food, she was provided water, she was provided access to the bathroom. She was very lucid through the entire encounter.
Did she explain to you why she wouldn't tell you where the children are?
She talked about several things, and I don't want to get into that right now. But like she did indicate she knew where the children were. She just refuses to tell us.
And repeatedly did she say they're safe and that they're alive?
At the beginning of the interview, she said, through the entire interview, she said they were safe. She has not said that they are not alive. That is, again, investigatively, what we know of the privileges of the attorneys in speaking with her and the continuation of a crime. It would behoove her to share with us where Jacob and Sarah are immediately, and that has not taken place. As you know, she was taken into custody Friday night, and we are now into Monday afternoon.
And this now has become a homicide investigation? Is that right?
We have to be prepared for every circumstance, and our belief is that investigatively this is absolutely what we have to do to prepare for the outcome of this event.
She said she took interaction with your husband.
It was tense, certainly. There was communication back and forth. She communicated with him, he communicated with her. I will tell you, I think I counted him saying, where are the kids, at least 25 times, if not more. Again, our main focus in talking to her was finding out where Jacob and Sarah are.
Did she believe she was protecting the kids by taking them?
At one point, she did say that.
Karen, relatively said that there was, they thought, a credible sighting of Jacob at a park near where she was found. The lady with a bun, hair and a bun. What do you make of that? The family thinks it's pretty strong.
We don't believe it's credible.
Can I ask Chief Major a question?
Chief?
We're hearing from family that she in fact was being taken care of somewhere for mental health issues and then was returned to the family kind of in a transitional area and then came back to have restored custody of the kids. Is it frustrating for police how the mental health care system sometimes doesn't see things through or get people to a place where they can be safe with their families?
Yeah, those are tough calls. I know there's a lot of competing interests when we deal with folks that are dealing with mental illness, and especially those that have children. It's a tough call because there's a very strong interest to keep children with their parents. But then obviously if the parents are a danger to the children, then you can't do that. From what my experience is, it's not an exact science, and judgment calls have to be made by mental health professionals. And in this case, again, there was I think competing interests, and there was, they looked at situations that, if a person's on their medication, there's other adult supervision in a home, that you have one set of circumstances to evaluate. Whereas if you have someone who is not taking their medication and there is no other adult presence in terms of care for the children, you'd have a completely different set of circumstances. So in this case, I know that the mental health professionals that were evaluating this case were looking at all of those things and all of those situations.
Do you think someone dropped the ball here, or do you think it's just a judgment?
It's too early to tell. I mean, what we're focused on is trying to find these children.
Can you address the Facebook post on your Facebook page about the Google searches that they uncovered?
I missed the first part.
There was some postings on your Facebook page about Google searches that she conducted. There's a snapshot of that. Can you address?
I'll let Captain Frank address that.
You said on the
Google
Facebook
search.
pages?
On your Facebook page, there was people posted some information about Google searches that Catherine had made, and
Right. No, I'm direct on that. I will speak with my investigators, but I've been working with them closely. Let me follow up on that. We have collected computers. We have collected phones. We continue to look at and process all of the data, and obviously that's going to be part of the homicide investigation that we look in the technology aspect of what the Google searches, if any, we locate on the computer are.
Darren,
But
in a case like this where someone clearly has mental health issues, does it change the way you press them, even if you suspect she has murdered your two kids? Does it change the way you approach questioning her?
Again, I will say she was very lucid when she came in. She displayed a knowledge of where she was, what she was being faced with. We craft our interviews to the information we get during the interrogation. We craft during the investigation. We craft our interviews to the gut feelings we get as we deal with people. I will tell you, we received information that she liked to talk to males rather than females. And certainly with the family, I'll tell you, the family wanted so much to come down and each one of them just get a chance to talk to her, to find out where Jacob and Sarah are. But we had to make strategic decisions. We knew that some people that would not benefit our case in trying to find Jacob and Sarah, and we want to keep a dialogue going. The last thing obviously we kept it going for 15 hours. The last thing we want to do is shut her down.
going back out today with search teams,
Yes.
where are you going exactly?
I'd rather not say at this point because we are focusing, based on some data, we're focusing down our search today in hopes of coming across what we're looking for. As we regroup with the managed search operations team, we'll make decisions on what we want to put out. We really appreciate the coverage you have done, but again, because we're transitioning to this homicide investigation, we're very mindful of securing evidence and keeping evidence undisturbed.
Talk about the resources you'll send out in the search today.
Today we have our managed search operations teams that are out there, and they'll use canines. We'll have our emergency services unit out with them who are trained in this, and our search managers who, I got to tell you, some of these guys have worked 24, 36 hours straight without sleeping. We had to order a couple of them home yesterday. Just on Thursday into Saturday, me and my investigators worked 48 hours straight on this case. So today's toned down just a little bit because we have some really focused areas we want to do. And again, like I said, we're doing a peer review because we're gonna put every resource possible to finding them. And as I said, Chief Manger has authorized, of course, every resource possible. And our partner agencies have offered. It's just been a tremendous outpouring amongst the law enforcement community to find them.
Do you believe she acted completely alone?
I'm sorry?
Do you believe that she acted completely alone?
I have nothing to indicate otherwise at this point.
And Darren, tell us about how Clint is and how he was spared, in your opinion.
We have information from the family that Clint was more confrontational with Mom, and he's obviously 5 years old. Even our little 5-year-olds, they get to know the world a little bit better. Plus also, I just think because Troy woke up when he did and took care of Clint, that he stopped the plan. So thankfully for Clint, Troy woke up that morning, and that little boy is safe.
Do you think that both children are in the same place?
That's what our experience would say, and I will say again, in deciphering, Catherine was deceitful with us, but she did maintain that they were together.
Did she explain why she took one on one day and
No.
on another day?
No.
But she did say she had a plan to take
Yes, she did.
and put them somewhere.
Or with someone.
Did she seem emotional or remorseful or regretful or anything like that?
No. We were close on a couple of occasions. There was a little bit of emotion, some tears, but a lot of the time there was a plan.
Darren, if she put him with someone, is there a second murder suspect out there?
If she had put him with someone out there, I wouldn't say murder suspect. I mean, again, a ray of hope is that they are actually with someone. That is very, 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 very small percent that's actually true.
Are you conducting this investigation as if those two children today are deceased?
That's what some of my investigators are doing, yes. Anything else? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.